No.
Jonathan, Jonathan,
Not
what's happening? Wake
not
up.
the robots, no.
Jonathan!
Oh my God. Okay.
Oof.
Ooh, wow. So
Where were you?
I was just... Oh, Eva. Sorry, Eva. It was so real. I couldn't believe it. It was like robots were just everywhere, and there was no space for humans, and I just didn't know what to do. This is... Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
This is crazy. Are we?
It's a dream. It's a dream.
Okay, good.
Welcome
Good.
back to reality.
We should start soon.
Yeah.
Are we rolling soon? Are we? What's the time? Ah, okay, good. So sorry about that. Let me just put these on here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to and Eva as well. Welcome to today's Facebook Live session. We're also broadcasting live on Periscope on Twitter. I have with me today in Ericsson Middle East HQ, we have Eva Andrén, who is the head of, she's the vice president and head of managed services here at Ericsson Middle East and Africa. Thank you for joining us, Eva.
Thank you for having me here.
Well, it's great. It's great to have you here. Before we actually kick off fully with our discussion on today's quite exciting topic around artificial intelligence and the future of the workforce, I'd just like to say, obviously, as usual, we are broadcasting live. We have hundreds of thousands of viewers with us today, just on the other side of that camera. So watch
Amazing.
out. It is amazing. And we invite them to engage and comment and like and share throughout the discussion. So at the end of the 10-15 minute session, we'll probably just quickly check what's been going on Facebook and see if we're going to answer any of those questions just at the end there. And if we don't have time in the video, we will certainly do it straight afterwards, just on the social media channel there. So please send your questions our way. Great.
Fantastic.
So without further ado, Eva, please, if you could just introduce yourself and tell us what you do with Ericsson here in the Middle East and Africa, and how are you today?
Oh, fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm fantastic. Great to be here with you today.
Thanks.
In Dubai. And yes, I am Eva Andrén. I'm head of managed services in the Middle East and Africa, as you said. And managed services, it's a very exciting space to be in right now. We manage the networks of the operators across the Middle East and Africa, taking care of the operations center, making them intelligent, and exactly as the data centers.
Fantastic. Very important role we play there.
Challenging journey with a lot of great proof points for our customers with value add.
Oh, great. Good stuff. Well, thanks for that overview. So I suppose homing in specifically on today's topic, I don't know, I feel like I was thinking about this before we started rolling, but the future of the workforce and how artificial intelligence may affect that going forwards. So if you have any insights on that. But before we do that, I just wondered, have you ever seen the Terminator films?
I figured that was your dream, right?
What?
Yes.
I was dreaming just before. Yeah.
No.
Okay, maybe.
What's happening if the
Exactly.
the robots take over the world?
It may be a concern of myself, but anyway.
So artificial intelligence, it's actually here. It's here and now. It's happening right now.
Okay.
And I believe we shouldn't be scared of it. And as we see robots happening both in the movies, in the films, it's actually a reality of today. And as Ericsson, we are now investing a lot of resources, a lot of research in artificial intelligence in tools, and we strongly believe that this is the future, and this is the future around the corner, happening now in certain areas.
Okay.
And it will create very great efficiency value add to our customers and the industry as in general.
Okay, fantastic. Well, so what you're saying is that, highly intelligent machines are going to come in. They're not going to take our jobs just yet. They probably couldn't replace us right now. The insightful banter that we're having between us about that, but more how they will work together with humans in the workplace. That's kind of what we're doing here.
So we're talking about artificial intelligence. It's about collecting, storing, and analyzing data. And then we use machine learning to do intelligent automation out of this data. And we have enormous amount of data out here in the industry right now. And as technology is evolving, complexity is increasing, there will be no way that human beings can transaction and take care of all this data. We need to use the intelligence that is here now with artificial intelligence and machine learning. But there are certain things that machines will not be able to do.
Okay.
Where humans need to intervene.
Because you mentioned that. You mentioned data, the reservoirs of data. It's being collected almost everywhere. With IoT coming along, everything is speaking to each other now. So all these different data points, sort of helping companies understand what people are doing on a daily basis and predicting maybe a consumer demand in the future. But you're right, though. I guess today, do you think that AI is in a place where it can completely remove? Because we're talking about that cognitive, that sort of human element. They can process the information, but there's maybe an extra layer that humans bring in.
Yes, so machines and humans need to work in parallel.
Yes.
And we will need people and humans to do the intelligent transformation of data, but also to use the complexity and innovation and also change management. Change management is the foundation to really succeed with artificial intelligence and machine learning. And change management is something that humans are superiors than machines.
Are you finding that change management, is that something that customers of Ericsson are talking about a lot?
Yes, and how to adopt to the artificial intelligence. We should all think about, it's happening right now. We have all used examples of spell checking. When you're writing your mails, your memos, spell checking is happening in the background. That's a very good example of artificial intelligence happening here and now, which is something that we haven't used humans before.
I guess
it's adding additional value where we're not adding. And then the key for success here is for all of us, for you and for me and for everyone, to use the learnings. We need to embrace learning, continuous learning.
Yeah.
That's what we need to think about.
I think what you're talking about as well today, the examples that we see, like spell checking and what have you, it's kind of it's an acceptable face of AI as well. It's not like a Terminator or like in iRobot. It's not gone to that extreme just yet. But maybe in the future, that's something we could be looking at. Actually having a sentient AI-powered something in the room with us as well.
Well, you have a number of examples of robots existing already today, but let's look at another example where we have a textile industry in India.
Yeah.
They are using public data, collecting public data, to learn from the public data, to know what are consumers asking for, new colors and patterns. And by then using their intelligent people, they're using that information to create new products and services to their customers, so they can become relevant. What people actually want. So I strongly believe we shouldn't be afraid of the new technology. We are all on the path to the fourth industrial revolution. Let's embrace it. Let's invest in learning as individuals, as industries and companies, and use this fantastic opportunity to create new services and new revenues in the industry.
I think the example you gave there of the textile company is brilliant, because it's the kind of thing that either you would be like a slave to fashion, you'd follow maybe what Paris or New York said 6 months ago, and how that would trickle down, or you do market research, whereas this is more real time. They can tap into that. Maybe it's a public forum, or like you say on social media, they can really just bring those insights in and understand them better.
So there's numerous examples how you can use artificial intelligence, and how you can also use the engineers and the humans in your organization to be freed in areas where artificial intelligence and good part of their work, and then you can use your engineers to train your machines to take the next step in creating new values and information to your company.
That's fantastic. That's really good. Again, I don't mean to keep going back to my nightmare that I had before, but probably one thing our viewers would be looking at is this is great, data working together, but will there be a point either today or tomorrow when this technology will actually mean that humans are losing their jobs? What are your thoughts on that? I don't mean to delve into that too much, but what are your thoughts on that?
I would rather say that there will be changes of job. Job tasks will be changed.
Exactly.
And to stay relevant, we all need to invest in the learning, as I talked about.
Exactly.
But job tasks will be changed as we go about. And I also believe that humans are needed for their creativity. We will use what machines can produce for us, and then humans will be used for the creativity and take the information to the next level of relevance for the respective companies using it. We have a number of examples in our industry where we now can bring new services to our customers by faster transforming data, and where we can use the real-time data and much faster respond to customer demands and avoid customers to run into issues or problems, for example, in the service industry.
So generally just quicker to market. So I guess in terms of ROI, our customers are benefiting from that.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. So would you say that in terms of automation and AI, we're going to see the fruition of that in the very near future, or is that 5-10 years away? Do we have a rough timeline for when we're going to see full automation in these kind of processes we're talking to customers about?
I believe
that's a tricky one.
Yeah,
sorry.
I believe we are just embracing artificial intelligence and machine learning right now. It's happening now as we speak. In different industries, the financial industry has come far. They're already using this, and different industries are now evolving on this path. The production industry, for example, are already using robots and using the technique to do the very best in many different areas.
Great.
So it will continue to develop and evolve, and let's not be afraid of it.
Right.
Let's embrace it and see this as the next possible important opportunity. Technology will continuously develop.
It will.
And I've said as well that the winners in this industry will be the ones that can use this technology to find efficiencies, create new services and new revenue streams.
That's fantastic. And
so embrace it.
To the viewers on the other side of that camera as well, they probably can't tell that I'm a robot as well. It's incredible.
Not.
We're already at this level.
But you're learning very quickly.
Exactly. So we actually ran a poll, Eva, on Twitter, which started yesterday, just to see who's been paying attention during this session. The poll itself was around, according to a Consumer Lab report, how many people think that artificial intelligence should be used to edit social media sites, what with all the fake news and that kind of thing. Obviously Facebook have hired a lot of humans to do that.
Yeah.
But can you tell us how many people think that AI should be used to edit these sites? What was the response?
Yeah, so 40% thought the AI should be used for responses.
Okay.
But according to our Consumer Lab report, 3 out of 5 responded that it should actually be human beings hired.
Oh, okay. So the correct answer is, I think 40% was one of the options there. That's great. Well done, everybody, if you got the right answer. If you didn't, please pay more attention and read these Ericsson Consumer Lab reports.
There's a lot of important information there. It's a good discussion point when you go to dinner when you don't know what to talk about.
Exactly.
You can always quote and reference to the Ericsson Consumer Lab and ask how much people believe and remember of this.
There are some great topics.
Yeah.
I'm just now, sorry, the reason why I've been looking at my phone, I don't mean to be rude, I'm just checking to see if we have any questions that need answering.
Yeah.
We'll quickly just dive in there and
Please do.
What happens. It's very, I shouldn't talk about my LTE in here. I don't have. Hold on, it's just loading. We have there's too many comments to handle here. So, Jad Mukallad asked, he said, I think AI is one of the most commonly talked about topics.
Yeah.
Are there any interesting case studies in this region that we can reference? We mentioned an Indian textile firm.
Yes.
Are there any customers in the Middle East or Africa that we can talk about?
No, we can talk about some of our Ericsson customers, the operators, telecom operators, which are today using artificial intelligence and the tools provided by Ericsson in our services centers, where we receive alarms from the networks where there are problems to take care of. And we today have cases where we use robots to take care of these alarms and sort them to the right instance to solve them. And by that we can speed up by more than 60%. We have actually 6,000 robots live today managing our alarms in the networks. And for all of you out there, it helps you not to have outages in the networks because we are able to sort out the problem before it actually happens.
That's really important. So like downtime and lack of connectivity is becoming a thing of the past because of this. Brilliant.
We all want fast responses on our data and the social
course.
media that we are scanning.
Of course.
And the worst thing that can happen is the outage in the network. They will not give you that service. So this is exactly what our operators and Ericsson is working with today when it comes to artificial intelligence.
That's great. I just have one more that's popped up here. Farah Houri. Hello, Farah. She just asked, which industry do you think AI will mostly affect? Is there been a particular spike in any industry in the region where we've had maybe more customers coming in for that
I believe as of now, the financial industry are the ones responding fastest to AI.
Okay.
And using this intelligence data to take decisions both in real time but also to support their customers and end users.
Fantastic.
But definitely the telecom industry is very much on top of this as well.
Of course. Well, I think that's fantastic. That's all we've got time for. Any other questions we have there, we will get back to them. I'll be picking your brains once the camera stops rolling. We'll get back to people on those. But do you have any final thoughts just before we wrap up for today?
Just want to share my excitement. I think artificial intelligence and what we are doing now in the digitalization area is fantastic and exciting, and I'm very happy to be part of this journey. And all of you out there listening, it's exciting times. Embrace it and take advantage of being part of the fourth industrial revolution.
Fantastic.
We're all there.
Thank you so much, Eva.
Thank you.
Take care.